Good afternoon, lacrosse fans, and welcome to ECAP Stadium on the campus of Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute for today's Liberty League Women's Lacrosse matchup featuring the Golden Knights of Clarkson and the Engineers of RPI. At this time, let's meet our starting lineup first with the visiting Golden Knights from Clarkson. A freshman defender, number 2, Mia Tranquilli. A senior in the midfield, number 3, Brooklyn Perago. A sophomore defender, number 8, Madison Kolstad. A freshman midfielder, number 13, Carly Scherf. A senior on defense, number 15, Maeve Bartel. A senior defender, number 22, Morgan Kenna. A junior on attack, number 23, Gabby Cranfield. A senior defender, number 24, Gabby O'Connell. A sophomore midfielder, number 29, Lauren McCory. A senior attacker, number 30, Sydney Naukus. And a junior on attack, number 33, McKenna Casson. The goaltender this afternoon for Clarkson, a junior, wearing number 16, Riley Donovan. The head coach of Clarkson, Ben Gable. He's assisted by Ariel Schweike. Now, fans, let's meet the starting lineup for the Engineers of RPI. A sophomore defender from Middletown, Maryland, number 3, Sophia Cedroni. A freshman in the midfield from Newton, Massachusetts, number 4, Beckett Houston. A junior on defense from Bedford, New Hampshire, number 5, Sabrina Tipping. A senior on attack from Wayne, Pennsylvania, number 10, Quinn Wallard. A freshman midfielder from Clifton Park, New York, number 15, Caitlin Speck. A junior attacker from Meadowbrook, Pennsylvania, number 16, Audrey Silverman. A sophomore in the midfield from Hamburg, New York, number 18, Abigail Cousins. A junior midfielder from Mechanicville, New York, number 20, Emily Speck. A freshman attack from Pearl River, New York, number 21, Casey Pritz. A sophomore defender from Wilton, Connecticut, number 24, Maddie Phelan. And a junior on defense from Bedford, New Hampshire, number 29, Kira Abdel Sayed. In the goal this afternoon for RPI, a sophomore from Honeyone Falls, New York, number 12, Lillian Brady. The head coach of RPI, Leslie Delano. She is assisted by Sophie Goddard and supported by Chris Thompson. Fans, at this time, we please ask if you are able to remove your caps and face the flag at the south end of the stadium as we play the national anthem of the United States of America.
Stadium here on the campus of Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute for a blustery March Liberty League Women's Lacrosse opener. North Country rival Clarkson University Golden Knights from Potsdam into town to face your hometown RPI Engineers. Golden Knights come into this game 4-1, ripping off 4 straight wins over SUNYAC opponents after dropping the season opener at St. John Fisher. On the other side, your Engineers come into today's game 3-2 after starting the season 3-0 here at home. Lost the last 2 to high-level opponents on the road over spring break, including this past Wednesday at number 25 nationally ranked Williams. First draw here is Emily Speck going toe-to-toe with the Golden Knights draw taker there, number 19, Annie Dufel. Golden Knights come into this game with a 3-headed attack led by number 23 junior attacker Gabby Cranfield, who has the ball right here down on the right side. 15 goals, 15 assists for 30 points to start this 2026 campaign. Engineers known for a stingy defense protecting against that weave so far that Clarkson is trying to implement at the top of that 8-meter arc. A lot of underhand passes weaving back and forth. Engineers staying square to the ball here. Drive inside, deterred by Emily Speck and Sophia Cedroni. Redodge happens and a save by Lillian Brady to start this contest for this Engineers defense. Huge confidence builder as the sophomore goaltender out of Hunyoy Falls finds Maddie Phelan. And the Engineers look to clear and find their first offensive possession of this afternoon. Engineers 3-0 to start the season here at home. Looking to continue that hot streak, is unfortunately not able to connect in the middle of the field there on the clear. Golden Knights coming back the other way. Great ride there by Abigail Cousins and Casey Pritz. Cousins gets the ball and then de-sticked. Golden Knights and Engineers exchanging cause turnovers on the clears there. Ultimately, we'll wind up with the second offensive possession here for Clarkson. Kenna Casson, another leading scorer for this Golden Knights attack. 12 goals, 4 assists for 16 points. Ball goes back to Cranfield. Cranfield, low shot, bounces off the right pipe. And the Golden Knights will retain possession there. Cranfield 1v1 from up top, sends it over. Getting a lot of elbow-to-elbow action here for this Golden Knights attack. Disciplined defense so far from this Engineers team. Casson backing herself in. She shoots and scores. Low off stick. And the Golden Knights notch the first goal of this afternoon's Liberty League Women's Lacrosse Conference opener. 12:52 left here in the first period. Engineers, some stout defense there. Just let Casson back her way inside there. Able to get her hands free was the junior attack midfielder out of Granby, Connecticut.
Clarkson goal scored by number 33, McKenna Casson.
Golden Knights are coached by an interim head coach, former longtime head coach for 10+ years, SUNY Cortland grad Ben Gable, who is also an assistant athletics director. Engineers are coached by Coach Leslie Delano in her 23rd season here at RPI. Boasts a 56% win percentage. It's Emily Speck, Kira Abdel-Said, and Beckett Houston on the draw for the Engineers. Speck wins this one out to herself to the stadium sideline. Finds Silverman, and the Engineers will have their first offensive possession here of the afternoon with 12:44 left in the first quarter. Casey Pritz there, the freshman attacker, leading point scorer for this Engineers offense, attacking from that left side. Number 21 comes in, tries to slide one in there to Beckett Houston. Couldn't quite connect through that green wave of Clarkson University defenders. And the Golden Knights are going to look to clear here up to their bench sideline. RPI attack furiously getting into the passing lanes, pressuring this Clarkson clear. Senior attacker Quinn Waller deterring a easy path up the sideline there. Ultimately, that'll be number 1, Maya Tranquilli, a freshman defender out of Lancaster, New York, Western New York native, able to self-clear that one under heavy pressure from this Engineers ride. Ball with number 13 here, Carly Scherf hands it back off to Lauren McCory. Whistle on the play here. It's going to be against an Engineers defender on the off-ball side here, so it'll be a free position from that right hash. Stepping in, low bounce shot to the off-stick side, and it bounces up high over the shoulder of Brady, and the Golden Knights go up 2-0 here with 11:23 left in the first period. Off-ball call there. I'm not sure what exactly the officials saw, but it put Brooklyn Perigo on the line. A senior midfielder out of Carthage, New York. Just a short jaunt over from Potsdam, New York.
Scored by number 3, Brooklyn Perigo.
The Golden Knights up 2-0, as you see there. Good bounce off the line, and just able to bounce that one over the shoulder of the goaltender, Lillian Brady. Speck, Houston, and Abdelset again, the draw unit for the Engineers, looking to get an offensive possession here. Down 2-0, looking to switch the momentum. RPI pep band here, supporting their women's lacrosse team classmates, and a violation on the draw means the Golden Knights will get to play some make it take it here. They will get possession off this next draw. Maeve Bartel finding Cassian up that sideline by the RPI bench. Whistle on the play. It's going to be a green card there against the Engineers attack. Abby Cousins stepped over there on the ride off the draw control. So the Engineers will be down on this offensive power play for Clarkson for at least 1 minute. Clarkson comes into this game averaging 15.4 goals per game, 7.6 goals against. Again, 22-1 Wednesday win over SUNY Plattsburgh. Their 4 wins have been all over SUNYAC opponents. The 1 loss to perennially ranked St. John Fisher on the road.
Green card has been issued to RPI number 18, Abigail Cousins.
Offense has
it's
been
green
lethal.
card on RPI number 18. Releasable.
Heavy winds, snow squalls here in the capital region have made this passing a little bit difficult here today, as that skip pass went over the top, as you can see there, but a foul was called, so the Clarkson attacker will be able to regain possession here, and I believe it will be another free position for them. This will be leading scorer number 23, Gabby Cranfield, from the right inside hash here. Cranfield steps in, and Brady got a piece of that one, low stick side. Golden Knights will back it up, but a great save there by Brady. And this player down defense for the Engineers, looking to kill this off and get an offensive possession for their teammates. Ball fed to X, wraparound shot off the off-stick side pipe. That'll be a shot clock reset. And the Engineers are now even backed up as the Golden Knights look to continue their early offensive pressure. Ball has been on this end of the field for the first 6 minutes of play. Engineers looking to get a stop in possession to clear the ball back. Down 2-0. And a lot of dodging from across the elbows here from this Golden Knights offense so far. Flip passes and a lot of 1v1 dodges from the inside of that 8 and 12 meter arc, trying to find some angles and alleys to dodge in the middle of this Engineers defense. And they get one coming off, but a shot goes wide there. Number 3, Brooklyn Perigo, just had the last goal. Ball fed inside. Great defense by Sophia Cedroni, and it's Sabrina Tipping who finds that loose ball in the middle of the 8. And Brady and this Engineers team looking to clear here, get an offensive possession back, down 2-0. Heavy pressure on sophomore defender Maddie Phelan. Phelan handles it well, switches fields through Brady to Tipping. Tipping up the sideline, finds attacker Casey Pritz. Freshman Pritz depossessed from the ball there. No violation called. Ball squirks through in the middle here. Scherf with it. Will pull it back out. The Golden Knights will reorganize their offense here. Another failed clear by this Engineers team. looking to try to get off the defensive end of the field here, down 2-0 early. Phelan guarding Gabby Cranfield. Cranfield rolling back, looking to get that shot off, no angle. Houston 1v1 here, dumps it back out. Ball to the middle here, bounce shot saved. That was Perigo again, coming off the flip pass. Lillian Brady with 3 saves here early on, backstopping a great defensive effort. Back check over the head there by Perigo on Phelan, coming in and scores, throwing the stick down. 3-0 there, able to go over the head and take that one away from Phelan right at the top of the 12. Tipping was all over her hip there, pressuring her as she ran in. 1v1 to goal, just beat Brady to the off-stick side. As you see there, Perigo with the over-the-head check and then Tipping trying to deter it. Brady threw everything she had at it. Perigo buried her Scherf, that was, number 13. Number 13, Carly Scherf, with her 8th goal of the season. 8 goals, 3 assists, and 11 points so far for the freshman midfielder out of Kensington, New Hampshire. 3-0 Golden Knights here, 7:50 left in the first period. It's Speck, Abdel-Said, and Houston on the draw. Engineers looking to get some possession here, chip away at this Clarkson early lead. Speck finds Houston off the draw. Houston pressured there heavily by Casson. Casson able to come up with the ground ball there off of the 1v1 50-50 ball on the draw. Very aggressive play here on these loose balls by Clarkson has been the difference here so far today. They've had the ball for all 8 minutes that we've had expire here in the first period. Cranfield setting up this Clarkson attack, carrying it low, below GLE, being hounded by Tipping. Tipping denies top side here. Cranfield rolls across the crease, shoots and scores there. The other low attacker, Sydney Nakis, her 9th goal of the season, and the Golden Knights extend their early lead to 4. Cranfield backing in, drew a slide from across crease here, then rolled to her top hand, and just able to beat the help defenders of RPI there was Sydney Nakis, senior attacker from Penfield, New York, Rochester area native, had 1 goal and 4 draw controls last year in the 2025 matchup between these two teams. Cranfield picking up an assist there. She had 3 assists against the Engineers last year in 2025 in a close 12-11 rain-soaked loss against RPI up in Potsdam, New York. This will be another violation called against the RPI draw unit. So far, no relief from having to play defense for this Engineers team. Sorely looking for a stop and a clear here is this 2026 Engineers team in their Liberty League Women's Lacrosse Conference opener. Cranfield driving against Tipping, working that shot from out wide there, hit the back of the net and then tipped out. Tipping finally able to, off of the quick feed off of the ground ball, able to find Stackhouse, Camille Stackhouse, pushing the ball upfield here. Transition opportunity will be deterred. The Engineers able to get a stop, a ground ball, and a clear here, and set up for their second offensive possession of this first quarter. Abby Cousins, midfielder from Hamburg, New York, their number 18. To drive in against this Golden Knights defense that's pressuring out very high at the top of that 12 on ball. Ball sent to the side here. Stackhouse working against this zone defense that's looking to trap and back the ball so that there is always a help defender. Ballard here off that left elbow. Senior attacker, leading returning scorer for this Engineers offense. We'll find freshman Caitlin Speck. Speck feeding into the middle of the Silverman, but Cousins picked it up, hits the pipe. Speck looking inside there. It couldn't quite connect with its original target, but Cousins able to pick it up. Just couldn't quite put it past the goaltender there. She hit some iron. Reset the possession clock, though. Pritz working with Stackhouse, trying to find some angles here in the middle of this backer zone defense. Ball fed inside to Emily Speck. Speck sends it across to Silverman. Silverman feeds inside to Caitlin Speck. Riser shot just over the top of the bar. Engineers will retain possession with 33 seconds and counting on the possession clock. .30 seconds now as they restart play. Casey Pritz being hounded by this Golden Knights backer zone defense that's really pressuring the ball heavily. You can see they're not giving the Engineers any space to feed or drive easily without a second defender coming to help. Under 10 seconds here. Wallard looking inside, finds the low pipe, 2 seconds left. They feed inside, and that ball couldn't quite find anybody. And it's number 15 there, Maeve Bartel, who picked it off with less than a second left on the possession clock and is now pushing transition for this Clarkson team. Coach Gable making some substitutions here, making sure his offense pulls it out here, gets organized, gets its offensive personnel on the field as Cranfield sets up below GLE, defended by Maddie Phelan this time. Ball sent back to X. Offenses seem to run through Cranfield as much as possible here in the early going of this game. She again working against Phelan, driving high up lefty, turning back right, low. Bounce shot seemed to hit off of Brady's knee and just gets behind her, and it's 5-0 Clarkson.
Nice job, Green!
3:36 left here in the first period. Golden Knights up 5-0, and Coach Delano going to take a timeout here and make some adjustments. As you see here, Cranfield working up inside of the 8-meter arc. Nice placement on that shot. Just put that question mark rollback righty shot on the bounce just inside of that pipe. And it deflected off of Brady's leg just past her stick. Engineers down 5-0. Coach Leslie Delano, assisted by former 2023 grad, two-way midfielder and former captain Sophie Goddard in her first season back here at ECAV Stadium, helping out this Engineers program. On the opposite side, it's Coach Gable, the interim head coach and assistant AD for Clarkson University's Golden Knights team that is 4-1 on the season, that has a 5-0 lead here early on in this Liberty League Conference opener. Engineers looking to find some possession here so far this afternoon. Haven't quite been able to get some stops and get the ball out of their own end. Gabby Cranfield leading the way with 2 goals and 1 assist so far, but balanced scoring across this stat sheet for the Golden Knights, who have dominated possession, not only seeing 5 goals on the scoreboard, only 1 assisted, but outshooting the Engineers 11-2 and winning 5 ground balls to the Engineers 2 so far this afternoon. Coming out of the timeout, it's a similar draw unit with Speck taking the draw, Abdelsaid on one side, and then Camille Stackhouse stepping out of the attack end to hop on the circle here and work with this draw unit. Stackhouse leading the way for this Engineers team with 10 draw controls so far on the season. Second on the team next to primary draw taker there, junior midfielder out of Shenendehowa High School, Emily Speck. And Speck won that one right back to Abdelsaid. Kira under heavy pressure there, protecting her stick as it was right by the Clarkson bench, and they were fishing for that over-the-head caused turnover. Pritz connects with Silverman. Heavy face guard being placed on number 10, Quinn Wallard there when the ball was below GLE. They tried to feed it to her now when the ball was above at 12 meters. Furious scramble for the ball. A lot of checks going on. No one's quite been able to corral it. Finally, Cam Stackhouse 1v3 ground ball, able to scoop it up, find Silverman. Silverman, front of the net. Pritz gets denied, gets the rebound, denied by the post again. Furious effort there off the loose ball. Engineers had two great looks on net, and Pritz caught a piece of the goalie's leg and then a piece of the pipe. Unlucky start here for this Engineers offense. And the Golden Knights with the ball in Maeve Tranquilli's stick, who now sends it back and is going to work through Bartel, and the back line of this defense are going to look to clear again here. Bartel running up the stadium sideline. A lot of white jerseys for the Engineers. She's finally able to find some assistance there from Carly Scherf. Clarkson will slow this one down, connect through X, and start another offensive possession here on the arena end of the field. Cranfield directing traffic from that below GLE area, working 1v1 against Tipping. Vacates from the left side to the right side here. Always looking to feed inside is the former honorable mention All Liberty League honoree from 2025. Also returning scorer for this Clarkson team. Drawing some heavy attention there. Tries to feed inside. Finds Scherf. Scherf with a twister of a shot. Heavily defended there by Caitlin Speck and Sophia Cedroni. Phelan, though, able to find it, but then gets depossessed on the clear there by Scherf, which has been the story so far early on in this game, is every Engineer stop has been equaled with heavy aggressive pressure on ball by this Clarkson ride. Abdul said pressuring Scherf heavily from up top here. Ball driven back inside here. Lauren McCory. Corey falls down here. No whistle on the play there. Great double from Cousins and Speck. Cousins pushing it to Stackhouse. Engineers looking to see if they have numbers or will try to slow it down and find a good opportunity here with under a minute left in the first quarter. Wallard over to Pritz. Pritz drives. Sneak shot there. Saved. And it's Bartel again with a ground ball right on the top of the crease. Pushing here. Transition. Furious action here back and forth with some great saves and defensive effort. But it's the Golden Knights who have gotten a save on back-to-back possessions and been able to clear and steady this with a 5-goal lead here in the first period. Cranfield letting the offensive subs get on for this Golden Knights attack, pulling it way out. 60 seconds on the possession clock, about 15 left on the quarter clock, and Cranfield's going to look to try to maintain possession here and allow this Golden Knights team to have possession coming out of the first quarter break on the opposite end of the field. A new rule in women's lacrosse this year, as Tipping knows this, trying to find an angle to where maybe she can cause a turnover. Ball is loose. No possession called, and that's the quarter. Officials will confer. Heads up play there by the RPI attack. And Tipping, who was all over Cranfield in the body pressure. Again, new rule, will be interested to see if the officials will say there was time still on the clock when Cranfield was depossessed. Which Ben Gable pretty far out onto the field as both teams huddle, looking for a clarification from the official. RPI have been playing here as we have RPI Pi Day. Our Pi Day here, 3/14/2026. If you'd like to help out RPI TV, who is conducting and producing today's Women's Lacrosse Liberty League opener here, go to givingday.rpi.edu to support them, as well as other campus student organizations. In addition to that, Let's Go Red is a great way to be a part of RPI Giving Day 2026. You can help assist various causes for the intercollegiate athletics programs here at RPI, whether it's women's lacrosse, the Women's Athletics Leadership Fund, or any specific teams or causes that are listed at that givingday.rpi.edu website. In addition to that, there is a leaderboard that shows so far here today with 14 hours and 38 minutes left, closing in on $488,000 raised with 1,300 plus donors so far across the different Giving Day buckets. 5-0 here so far. Golden Knights from Clarkson University leading this opening matchup. Again, officials still conferring of whether Cranfield had possession of the ball there and whether the Engineers were able to depossess, and it will be a draw, whether the Golden Knights will open with about 40 seconds on the possession clock and an opportunity to possess to start the quarter. And leading the way for that Golden Knights offense was Gabby Cranfield. 2 goals, 1 assist, balanced scoring across the score sheet as well. Perigo, Casson, Nakis, Scherf, all with goals to their names as well. In net, it is Riley Donovan, junior goaltender, came in 45% save percentage. Local product from Bethlehem High School, Delmar native. She's seen 2 shots on net and able to stop both of them so far. Also had a number of shots ring off the pipe, getting some assists from the iron. Officials were conferred that the clock did expire. The game clock did expire, so the second period will open with the Golden Knights on the opposite end of ECAV Stadium here with 42 seconds left on the offensive possession clock. So possession will be with this Golden Knights team that is spotting a 5-goal lead here as we start the second quarter. In net for the Engineers so far, Liam Brady giving up 5 goals, but she's made 2 or 3 really nice saves to keep this lead to a manageable distance. Pushing in, draw and dump play. Shot goes off pipe and it's a goal. Clarkson with an early opportunity there from below GLE, walking up the right side of that the left side of the Engineers defense, and it's 6-0 Golden Knights here early in the second quarter. RPI looking for any little bit of a momentum shift here, hoping that it will start maybe on this next draw control as it's Emily Speck, Abby Cousins, and Kira Abdel-Said working with the draw unit here. 14:44 left in the second quarter. Golden Knights with a 6-0 lead. Goal scored there by Carly Scherf, assisted by Sydney Nakis, who drew the double. RPI able to get some pressure on the body there, but Golden Knights just able to maintain possession in their stick both on the feed and the shot. But it's Abdel-Said here, hoping to switch some morale up, some momentum up here, clearing under heavy pressure off that draw control. Really tough play there by the junior midfielder. Sent up top to Cousins. Cousins feeling some pressure from the top part of that backer zone. Maeve Tranquilli. Cousins dodging into the middle of that backer, is able to swing it to Quinn Wallard. This is a very aggressive backer zone defense. Applies a lot of heavy pressure. Unfortunately, Perigo able to get that pressure on the ball carrier there for the RPI offense, and it'll be a turnover. The Golden Knights opportunity to clear here with a 6-goal lead. Wallard, Addie Hughes in the game in attack as well, working with Stackhouse and Pritz, really trying to find some pressure here and force a mistake by this Golden Knights clear, and they finally do. Great pressure there by Stackhouse, Pritz, Wallard, and Addie Hughes. Leads to a caused turnover and a failed clear. Stackhouse will step this one on. Look to step it over into the Engineers' 30. And a triple team there on the ball caused it to come out of Stackhouse's stick. It's Pritz who's able to come out of the scrum with it. Sends it over and shares it to Emily Speck. Abby Cousins now looking to find a open player, working that top part of that backer zone defense. Heavy pressure there on Stackhouse and Pritz. Officials really letting the physicality go here early this afternoon. Ball fed across there. Couldn't quite connect with Abdel-Said's stick. But Wallard able to retain possession. There's about 45 seconds left here on the possession clock. Tranquilli very far away from the cage here, applying a heavy amount of pressure on Quid Wallard. And that will finally be the first card of the afternoon against this Golden Knights aggressive defense. Green card, check to the body, will put this Engineers offense up a player for the next 60 seconds. It's been a heavy pressure and aggressive game so far for both of these teams when it comes to on-ball contact. Nothing nefarious so far from the officials' point of view on the Golden Knights side until that most recent defense. So Tranquillity's in the box here. Stackhouse working from that right elbow. Steps inside, lefty shot, rings off the goaltender's hand. Donovan's made a couple of body saves here early to keep the shutout intact, but it's Pritz working the elbow, feeding across to Wallard. Wallard flip pass. Stackhouse has some middle room, feels some pressure, pulls it back out, and there's going to be a 3 seconds call there against this Golden Knights zone defense, so Cam Stackhouse will have a free position opportunity coming up. 63 seconds left on the possession clock here. Second free position opportunity for this Engineers team, and Stackhouse slides it past Donovan for the Engineers' first goal this afternoon. Kira Abdelset firing up her offensive teammates there as the Engineers cut the lead to 5. 6-1. Clarkson leads with 11:41 left here in the second period. As you hear the pep band there celebrating the 8-meter free position goal by Cam Stackhouse. Her 11th on the season. Donovan had been shutting out the Engineers so far here this afternoon until Stackhouse was able to slide that free position past her off-stick side. It'll be Abdul said, Beckett Houston and Emily Speck here working the draw unit for the Engineers, trying to find another possession. Shrink this Golden Knights lead, and it's Speck wins it to herself, protects it coming in there against some pressure from McKenna Casson. We'll have a green card coming up here. I believe it will be against Casson. Can't quite see the official's hand signal there, so apologies. Not quite sure what the green card was for, but Engineers will have another player up opportunity here for the next 60 seconds after Speck was able to win that draw control and step it into the offensive 30. Ball slipped inside there. Stackhouse to Pritz early on in that player up possession, and Donovan cleared it right to Tranquilli after corralling it inside of her crease. Now it's Bartel working against heavy pressure on ball, sends it back to Donovan. Donovan finds Tranquilli. Tranquilli looking in the middle of the field there, found a open Golden Knights teammate. Clarkson using some long passes here to get around the player down advantage. Abdul said depossesses the Golden Knights defender, but then throws it back into the middle. Bartel read that one and just stepped in front of it. She has been all over the field here this afternoon for this Golden Knights defense. Gable telling his offense to hold it until he just now, they release back on. That minute penalty has expired. Casson back on the field here as the Golden Knights will go back on the offensive attack. Stack off the left elbow. Cranfield working the 2v1. Finds Casson. Casson couldn't quite find an opportunity to get that shot off. We'll send it back up top for Isabel Kaprowski. Kaprowski back down low to Cranfield. Setting up an stack on the opposite elbow from Cranfield, who's working a 2v1. Sends it across. Sydney Badejas, number 1 there, able to step in front of that cross crease feed from Cranfield. Great cause turnover, and the Engineers now on the clear. Find Houston from tipping. Houston feeling some pressure from that D-midi out of the box. Sends it back to Sydney Badejas. Badejas to captain Sofia Cedroni. Cedroni will step it over. The Engineers with a great defensive cause turnover there now able to get back on the offensive attack. Houston sends it over to Stackhouse. Stackhouse feeling some pressure here below GLE as she carries through X, trying to find an open player against this aggressive backer zone. Switches fields to Pritz. Houston's been very attentive to Pritz, who comes in as a leading scorer and the primary feeder. 15 assists on the season for Pritz, the freshman. Hughes to Pritz. Pritz, again, feeling that heavy pressure from Tranquilli. Skips it across. Stackhouse pumps, drives in, ball pops out. She's able to regain it, bounce shot, and score. She was driving in, rolled back right. Ball got dislodged from her stick for about a half step there, and that was all she needed to regather possession, step in, and fire a bounce shot past Riley Donovan. RPI pep band playing to get this crowd fired up as Stackhouse regains possession and then just fires one into the top of the crease. That ball bounced right over the top of Donovan's stick there. A cheeky off-speed bounce shot there from Camp Stackhouse. It's the second Engineers goal of the day and the second to her score sheet tally. Spec Abdul said in Houston, the draw unit for this Engineers team. Lead has been cut to 4 with 8:31 left in this second period. 6-2, Golden Knights still lead. The Engineers gaining some momentum here with a couple great defensive stops and some team offense. Been able to find some open opportunities for Cam Stackhouse off of some broken plays. Ball was won there off the ground. Brooklyn Perigo able to go hip to hip there and box out an RPI player. Golden Knights with a draw control win here will set up their offense. Perigo carries through X. Finding Sydney Nakis. Nakis 1v1 against Medeiros will give it up to Perigo. Attacking from the left side of that elbow, stack on the right side here. They all clear through. Ball shift over to Scherf. Scherf against Emily Speck, 1v1 from that right side. Nothing there. They'll send low to Cranfield. Cedrone against Cranfield. Both returning Liberty League all-mention honorees from 2025. Nakis now carrying right hand upfield against Sydney Bendejas. Bendejas drives it in. Cranfield backhand shot. I believe Brady got a piece of it. As tipping and Cedrone collapsed quickly to Cranfield. And it's going to be a yellow card there as Cranfield went with a shovel shot. And I believe that's going to be called a dangerous. That's going to be a dangerous shot. 2-minute yellow card penalty against the Golden Knights' leading scorer there. She was doubled down on quickly by Cedrone and tipping off the quick feed through X from Nakis. Brady was right there to make sure that shovel shot didn't get past her. The official said dangerous shot since the RPI defenders were in position. Long clear by Brady, not able to find its mark. Golden Knights trying to tip around the ball. It's going to be off an RPI player, says the official there on the stadium sideline. So it'll be Scherf that'll pick it up with the Golden Knights down a player for 2 minutes. Quick pause here. There's going to be a green card assessed, so it'll be an even up now. Number 25, Sevilla Bunya Sarand, freshman attacker there, going to be called for the foul on the ride. So it'll be 60 seconds here with 6:59 left in the second period, where both teams will play down a player. Casson starting with the ball here on the 25-yard line, the bench sideline. Clarkson holding on to a 6-2 lead here so far in this first half. So it's 6v6 field players here with both teams having a player in the box. Clarkson going back to that weave, elbow to elbow. A lot of catch, replace, and driving from a diagonal standpoint, as Abdul said, fishing there from behind, trying to force Perigo into it. And there was a nice pass across the crease there by Sydney Nakis. Couldn't quite find its mark, but they're going to call Caitlin Speck, number 15. Freshman defender from Shenandoah High School. They're going to say that there was too much physical contact on Scherf. So it'll be Carly Scherf from the left pipe, or excuse me, the left 8-meter. Big save by Brady, punches it up into the air on the bounce shot. We'll find tipping here, and Engineers with another stop here in the second quarter, looking to change momentum. Bunya-Sarand out of the box there, finds Houston. Houston pressured, lost the ball, and it comes out to Tranquilli. Houston hounding Tranquilli. Speck turns her back around. Tranquilli will have to retreat, switch the ball back through her low defense. Bartel finding somebody right out of the box there. And it's Cranfield who's finally able to find an open area and is now safely able to carry it in for this Clarkson team. Feed from across crease, shot, score! Golden Knights quickly on the slow break there. Cranfield was pointing into the middle looking for a cutter and then zinged in a laser of a feed to number 22 there, Morgan Kenna. Senior midfielder out of Liverpool, New York there, as Cranfield again carrying down, was pointing across and then just slid that one in there with a laser just past the RPI collapsing defenders. It was a catch and shoot opportunity that just beat the goaltender Lillian Brady to the stick side high. Plenty of time left here at ECAV Stadium, 5:18 left in this second quarter, but the Golden Knights get one back and extend their lead back to 5, 7-2, their early lead here in Troy, New York. It's Lila Kanaya out there with Beckett, Houston, and Emily Speck. Ball goes back into the RPI defensive zone, and it's Casson who steps right through that pile and is able to scoop it up and give the Golden Knights another possession. Both teams' penalties have cleared, so we're back to 7v7 field players on each end. This second quarter game clock ticks under 5 minutes here. Golden Knights switching the stack to the opposite side here. Nakis working against Bendejas. Low sends it back to X to Cranfield. Cranfield tries to feed it back into the stack. Ball was tipped around a little bit. Lila Kanaya there, 3v1, gets bodied as well as she finally came up with it under pressure. Officials quick with the whistle there. Great defense from Bendejas and some help D from up top. It was Kanaya who was able to come out with it. Cousins handles the pressure well, finds Speck after tipping, sent it upfield. Casey Pritz now settling the ball low. We have another stoppage. This will be a penalty against number 14. It's going to be a green card penalty. Number 14, Leah Huksama, with the violation on the ride there. So another player up opportunity here for 60 seconds for RPI. Pritz has the ball there on the arena end of the field, as Huksama will sit for 60 seconds unless the Engineers are able to beat Donovan in net here. Wallard from up top swings it over. Cousins able to body that one, regain possession. Drives in, couldn't quite find Bunya-Sarand there. Ball shoveled out towards the RPI 30, but it's Emily Speck able to pick it up, and then it deflects off her foot. Some unlucky bounces here early in this first half for this Engineers team. Excuse me, late in this first half for this Engineers team. And there'll be a stoppage of play there as Pritz likely going to get carded for that effort. Try to go 1v1 against Tranquilli. Both players body to body there slipped, and then Pritz went over the top. So it'll be a 1-minute green card penalty against Pritz. Sama still in the box for the Golden Knights, so we will be evened up for at least a couple seconds here as Tranquilli is able to get up under her own power and jog off with some attention from the athletic training staff from Clarkson. 3:28 left here in the first half. 7-2, 5-goal lead here for Clarkson. It's McKenna Casson with the ball here right on the 45-yard line of the stadium sideline to restart play. Droney in Casson's face. Casson right away switches it back through Bartel. Bartel being hounded by number 22 there, Addie Hughes. Bartel able to beat Hughes to that 30. Ball dumped in. And the Huxama penalty has released, so Clarkson now on the power play, up a player here for the remainder of time on that penalty to Pritz. It's just a 60-second green card, I believe, based on the card the official held up. So Cranfield will look to set up and attack quickly. Backing in against Tipping to her left hand, rolls back right. She loves to step away with that strong righty shot. Great help defense there by Emily Speck deters Cranfield. We'll switch it through X, feeding across the top. Ball de-sticked by Abby Cousins on the feed. Great job, and it's Caitlin Speck who scoops it up and is running away from Clarkson defenders. Great player down defense by the Engineers as Speck finds Hughes. Hughes charging in here. Feels some pressure as she carries it low below GLE. Shovel pass to Silverman. Silverman feeling the pressure, will send it back to Hughes. Hughes driving from the top elbow, feeds inside. Kanaya steps in, pumps, sees the second defender there, doesn't shoot. Ball fed inside to Speck, couldn't quite get there, and that'll be a crease violation against Speck. Engineers will turn it over. 1:50 left on the game clock here in the second quarter. Bartel, the ball swung back through her. She sends it to the box side there. Able to beat it over the top of that Engineers ride that's caused a couple turnovers here in this second quarter. So with under 90 seconds left here in the second quarter, Clarkson setting back up on the offensive end of the field. Ball swinging through X from right to left. Back below GLE, where Clarkson so far has really liked to initiate offense. Using a three-player triangle on the ball side and then stacking the other four players on the opposite elbow. Ball sent low to Cranfield. Drives hard right and then back left. Walking, tipping up, trying to get back to that right hand. The double comes quickly by Emily Speck there, really trying to make sure that Cranfield doesn't have any space there. And it's Coach Gable who takes a timeout and wants to readjust the offensive spacing with 41 seconds left here in the second quarter. 7-2, Clarkson leads here, mostly backed by a dominant, possessive effort. They have 7 goals on the afternoon so far, 3 of those assisted, outshooting the Engineers 2-1 with 14 shots, 10 on goal for the Golden Knights. For the Engineers, it's been 7 on goal, has been 7 total, 4 on goal. They've buried 2 of those. Ground balls have evened out a little bit. 7 ground balls total for Clarkson, 4 for the Engineers. Cause turnovers have been the story, as well as draw controls. 3 cause turnovers by this Clarkson aggressive backer zone defense, in addition to a few draw controls extra, was able to pad an early lead. Leading the way for the Golden Knights so far has been Gabby Cranfield. 1 goal, 2 assists to her tally, the 2025 Liberty League honorable mention attacker. 2 goals from number 13, Carly Scherf, the freshman who came in today with 7 goals, 3 assists, 10 points. But a true do-it-all midfielder from Kensington, New Hampshire. 19 draw control, 6 ground balls, 5 caused turnovers entering today's game. Has really been a critical part of a balanced effort. Sydney Nakis, 1 goal, 1 assist to her tally. On the opposite side, it's Cam Stackhouse with 2 goals for the Engineers as Cranfield driving in against Tipping, sends it back up top to the quick slide. Sure couldn't quite handle it, but still is able to maintain possession here. Casson hounded by Cedrone. Ball sent to Cranfield. Cranfield feeding back up top to Nakis. Contact on the play there as Nakis was bodied on the quick feed into the middle of the 8 there and splayed out on top of the crease. So it will likely be a free position with 22 seconds left on the game clock, 4 on the possession clock. This will be Casson, junior attack midfielder from Granby, Connecticut, on the left hash. Quick shot, and she beats Brady low stick side with a heater to extend this lead back to 6 for Clarkson. 21 seconds left here in the second quarter. It's McKenna Casson, the junior attack midfielder from Granby, Connecticut. Came into today with 12 goals and 4 assists. And she has found the back of the net now twice here in this first half. New draw unit look for Coach Delano's Engineer team. Lila Kanaya working with Speck on the circle. It's Audrey Silverman, number 16, the junior attacker out of Meadowbrook, PA, that will take this draw for this Engineers team. 21 seconds left here in the first half. Both teams will probably look to get possession quickly and attack with so few time left on this clock. Ball bounced around, went back to Silverman. Officials calling a green card penalty against Silverman. So again, a little bit unlucky here on some of these 50-50 loose balls and calls in this first half has been this Engineers team. Although Clarkson has definitely taken advantage of the possession advantage, there's been some unlucky things that have happened here in this first half that have tilted this game to a sizable 6-goal lead here for this Clarkson team. 15 seconds left. They'll have a player up. Cranfield with the ball here, charging in from the 10-yard line on that right elbow. Now looking to feed as the double comes early. Ball fed inside to Nakis. Couldn't quite find her stick there. She shovels it back underneath her legs. Brady able to easily handle that one. And it's Clarkson University Golden Knights out of Potsdam, New York, the North Country rival that is up 8-2 over your hometown RPI Engineers here through the first 30 minutes of play. We'll step away for a little bit as the RPI band plays and these two teams get back into their locker rooms to sort out their second half adjustments. Stay tuned here on RPI TV for this Liberty League Conference opener.
game, bro. Let's go, Knights! Go! 30 more minutes, girls. Hit that. Let's go! Come on, Knights! So glad I put those boots. I'm so glad I put those boots in the truck because I was like, in the car, I was like, yeah, those are nice. I would be happy with that. Go Knights! Let's go Green! Come on, Green! Let's go, Clarkson!
Stadium for this second half of the 2026 Liberty League Women's Lacrosse Conference opener. It's the visiting Clarkson University Golden Knights that are up 8-2 over the hometown RPI Engineers. Both teams taking a little bit of a break here from the blustery March weather here on RPI Day, March 14th, 2026. RPI Pep Band entertaining some fans there in the stands, as that'll be a violation against the Golden Knights, and it'll be Kira Abdelsaid who will pick that one up off the first draw of the second half here. Engineers will go on the attack, looking to shrink this 6-goal lead against a very aggressive backer zone defense that this Clarkson team deploys. It's caused some fits here early on for this Engineers team. 5 for 9 clearing in the first half. Coach Delano, Coach Goddard looking to correct that, as well as get some more offensive cohesion here in the second half. Ball checked away there by Tranquilli, and unfortunately Engineers not able to find some help there, so it'll be Bartel and this Golden Knights defense clearing here early on in this third quarter. Golden Knights were led in the first half by Gabby Cranfield, 1 goal, 2 assists to her tally. And then the slew of players, Carly Scherf, Sydney Nackis, and McKenna Casson, all with 2 points to their tally. Great ride there by this Engineers team. It'll be a caused turnover on the clear, and ball back in possession for this Engineers team at the 50-yard line. It'll be number 21 there, Casey Pritz, who will get it going here, restarting the action. It's going to be Tranquilli in the box here for, I believe, a green card 1-minute penalty. So Maya Tranquilli, who caused the turnover on the initial Engineers possession, now will sit in the box, and a player up advantage will be available to this Engineers offense. Waller here, carrying low. Both goals scored in the first half by number 9, sophomore midi attacker out of Hopewell Junction, New York, Camille Stackhouse. Ball swinging across here. Fed back up top to Abdelsaid. Kira will send it to Silverman. Silverman pumps, looking for an opportunity. Send it back up top, but it will be shooting space on the pump. So Audrey Silverman will have an opportunity here with 13 seconds and counting on the third quarter game clock challenge the goaltender Riley Donovan. Silverman charges in. They're going to say a false start violation. That one's going to go against Scherf. So Silverman on that left hash as Tranquilli comes out of the box as that minute penalty has expired. Again, very frantic possession there, and the call was made against Silverman, who I don't know if heard the whistle. Interesting play there, but unfortunately a turnover on the free position, and Tranquilli is going to clear against this RPI ride. Great D-stick there by Abdelsaid. Ball kicking around, finally goes out of bounds off of a Clarkson stick, so it'll be Engineers ball here. Possession clock will reset. First 3 minutes here have been very hectic for both teams, as Cousins will clear into the heart of that Golden Knights ride. Turnover there caused by number 2, Carolyn Clock. Took it away from Cousins. Ball bounced around on the turf before Lauren McCory able to maintain possession. Back on the turf here. Speck picks it up. It'll be another caused turnover. Both teams having trouble handling the pressure here early on. Bendejas carrying up to the 40-yard line. We'll move it back. New goaltender in net for the Engineers here for the second half, Haley Figge. Fellow sophomore, as Bendejas couldn't quite connect with Casey Pritz there. Tranquilli all over Pritz's elbows and hips. We'll pick this one up and carry it back in. Fed it to Bartel, excuse me. Martel finds Scherf. Scherf over to the side here. Madison Kolstad. Kolstad finds Cranfield. Cranfield shares it with Casson. Clarkson again getting their stack, and then 3-player triangle set up. They like to work this 3-player triangle wheel as ball goes inside to the net there, and Figge popped it out of the top of the crease. Great save there by Haley Figge on Sydney Nakis. Now it's Cranfield working up to her left hand, rolling back to her strong hand. All right, feeds it back to Nakis. Nakis back to Cranfield. Cranfield working at X. Tip feeds inside, tipping, and Caitlin Speck trying to deter that feed inside there. Unfortunately, officials are going to call stick-to-body contact as Morgan Kenna was pushed there by Speck, the officials said. So Kenna from the right hash will have a free position 8-meter shot opportunity. Steps in. Figge couldn't quite find it. That one sneaks by her off stick side for the Golden Knights' 9th goal of the afternoon. 9:25 left here. Clarkson has extended its lead 9-2 on that free position goal. As you see there, Kenna stepped in and just beat to the off stick hip side on the bounce shot off the turf. Silverman will take this draw for the Engineers. Houston and Emily Speck working this draw unit for RPI, looking to find a possession. It's been tough going, getting possessions, and maintaining some offensive cohesion against this aggressive Clarkson backer zone and on-ball ride. Ball's shot out of a cannon to the bench side, and it's Casson who was able to quickly pick it up. And unfortunately, also Engineers are going to get tagged there. Emily Speck stick-to-body contact, so draw control goes to Clarkson, as well as a minute player up power play opportunity here. 9:20 left here in the third quarter. Engineers looking for a stop and to get the ball back. They will have to do it here with a player down. Nakis driving in, finds Cranfield. Cranfield walking up the GLE, heavily spied on by Tipping. Now moves to her strong side, being upfield. She feeds inside, couldn't quite find it. Tipping, battling, 2v1, finds the ground ball. Now heading up the bench sideline, finds Cousins. Cousins 1v1, beats Tranquilli. Now being hounded from behind. Cousins pushing it here. Sends it down the side to Pritz. Pritz wisely will pull this one away. Sends it back up top to Addie Hughes. Hughes shares to Wallard. Wallard couldn't quite handle it though. And Madison Kolstad scooped that one up and is now carrying it from end to end. Nakis carry low against Bandejas, as Coach Gable will get his offensive subs on the field here for the next offensive possession for his Clarkson attack. Cranfield letting the stack and the 3-player on-ball side set up. She leans in. Tipping was able to knock the ball out, but Cranfield able to scoop it and move it to Nakis quickly. Nakis working now up the fan against Bandejas, looking to feed. Sends it back low to Cranfield. 40 seconds left on the possession clock. Under 8 minutes left on the third quarter game clock. Cranfield up, working to left, back to right. That roll dodge. Feeds inside, couldn't quite find it. Great help defense by Phelan and Emily Speck. Another feed inside by Cranfield, couldn't quite find it. Smart. Great defense by Sophia Cedroni. And now it's Stackhouse working a 2v1, couldn't quite find it there. Perigo able to find that one right out of the air. 6 seconds left in the possession clock. tipping, swatted it back into Cranfield's face. And then it went off of her foot, but that won't matter because it is a possession clock violation. Ball never fully changed into RPI's possession, so Clarkson's 90 seconds expired, and Figgy will look to set up a successful RPI clear here. Long ball to the stadium sideline, finds Cedrone. Cedrone felt a check to the body, and the officials quickly blow that one dead and tag Gabby Cranfield for a 1-minute green card. Stick to body contact foul. So Cedrone will have it at the 40-yard line of the defensive end for this Engineers team. Down 9-2 with 6:41 left here in the third period. To take advantage of the player up here on the clear. Get an offensive possession. Great team clear there, connecting the defense to the attack. There was this Engineers team. Bendejas was the one able to step it over and find Pritz. Now it's Silverman carrying through X. Wallard cutting across the top of the elbow here. Silverman throws back to Pritz. Pritz rolls from X, shoots and scores! Silverman to Casey Pritz with the player up power play goal at 6:15 left here in the third period, shrinking that Golden Knights lead back to 6 goals. RPI pep band keeping this crowd warm and energized on a blustery March day. As you see, Silverman able to quickly slide it low, found the open zone in the player down defense. And the lefty Pritz went topside with her offhand, right hand, buried it past Riley Donovan for the Engineers' third goal here this afternoon. Silverman on the draw. Speck working with her sister Caitlin Speck, Emily Speck, Caitlin Speck on the circle, and Emily able to find that one off of Audrey Silverman's stick. Fortunately, Engineers not able to quite maintain possession. Tranquilly ran through a loose ball there and is now being hounded bench side. Bartel able to slide into a soft spot and that ride, pushes it over to Casson. So McKenna Casson steps it over. Engineers not quite able to maintain possession off that draw control, so Golden Knights will go back on the attack with 5:40 left here in the third period. Cranfield walking up, feeding into the middle. Shot stoned by Figgy. Haley Figgy matched stick to stick there with Casson. And tipping, fouled hard by Cranfield at the 15-yard line. So another green card stick to body foul against Cranfield will give the Engineers an opportunity to clear a player up here against this Clarkson University team. 5:25 left here in the third quarter. Officials sorting things out. Restart here will be tipping from the ECAV Arena end. Trying to find the open player and connect on this clear. Player up finds Kira Abdelsaid, former high school teammates, now RPI teammates. Here is juniors. Abdelsaid carrying through heavy pressure, trying to maintain possession. Does. Finds an open Pritz. Pritz slides it over to Stackhouse. Stackhouse quickly to Quinn Wallard. Steps in. It looked like Tranquilli got a piece of her stick before Wallard could get the ball off. Officials swallow the whistle there to the displeasure of the RPI fans. And it's Tranquilli and Bartel coordinating this player down clear now after causing a quick turnover on the player down opportunity. Bartel will step it over. It's been an unfortunate day for the 50-50 plays and calls against this Engineers team, but Clarkson has definitely taken advantage of their opportunities in that first half. 1-1 here in the third period, though. A big defensive possession for this Engineers team that has definitely played a lot more tight to their marks and come up with some timely saves and caused turnovers here in this third period. Ball fed far across to Casson. Phelan squares up, deters any sort of drive. Ball shared low here. Carly Scherf stepping up the elbow against Tipping. Trying to get her hands free, turns around. Wisely sends it back across. 14 seconds left on the possession clock. Big sweep by Perigo. Bounces that one past the stick side pipe. Quick restart. Shoved into the middle. Phelan tipped it. Cassin falling down off the free ball. 2 seconds left on the possession clock, and unfortunately that will also expire because the ball never made it on cage. So great defensive effort there by this Engineers team. 2 shots didn't quite find their way on net. Forced a possession clock violation, and Figgy will look to clear. Ball was sent into Stackhouse in the middle there. She was checked from behind as she bobbled it. And it's going to be a penalty. That one's going to come against Madison Kolstad from Victor, New York, the sophomore defender. She will sit for 60 seconds, and the Engineers will look to clear a player up for the next 60 seconds.
Our lucky number 13th card
Ball at the
of
26-yard
game
line, and Maddie
Clarkson,
Phelan's stick.
number 8, Madison
Engineers will look to
Kolstad.
clear here against a very aggressive Clarkson ride.
That's a green card issued to Clarkson 8 at 3:06.
Unable to run past the initial defender. Finds her teammate Kira Abdelsaid protecting. Sends it over to Cedrone. Cedrone able to step it in and finds Quinn Wallard. So successful clear by the Engineers. Silverman will corral the ball on the end line. Blustery day here. Wind definitely affecting the flight of the ball. A lot of long passes here this afternoon. Pritz sends it back up top. And still a player up here for a few more seconds. Engineers looking to continue to shift and share the ball, trying to find an open cutter or an open lane to dodge. Lila Kanaya down low to Silverman. Silverman at X. Walks the ball up and then sends it to the elbow. Wallard shares it back up top to Kira Abdelsaid. Abdelsaid down to Wallard to Silverman. Silverman and Wallard working this left elbow here. Sends it low to Pritz. Pritz drives in. Righty side there, able to turn the corner. Help D comes in. Now attacking from the top there with her strong, dominant left hand. It's Cousins. Over to Stackhouse. 10 seconds left here. Drives in, sends it low to Wallard. Wallard couldn't quite corral it. Turned to shoot, and the ball wasn't quite fully in possession of her cross. So Donovan able to send it over to Tranquilli with 1:30 left here in the third quarter. Clarkson will have to clear the length of the field. Long pass over the head there of the Clarkson attacker. Tipping fielded that one and now is able to run sideline to sideline, trying to find some space here, is able to step it through some swinging sticks of this Clarkson aggressive ride and get a possession back for this Engineers team. 70 seconds on the possession clock, about 55 left on the game clock. Heavy pressure on the ball again from this backer zone defense. Stackhouse weaving her way through and is going to get called for a charge there as Brooklyn Perigo stood her ground in the double team as Stackhouse was looking to retreat after driving in. That'll be another turnover for this Engineers offense with 30 seconds left, 80 on the possession clock. Coach Gable instructing his team to try to maintain possession so that they will have it coming out of the half with about 40 or 50 seconds left on their possession clock. Why you see them weaving in their defensive end of the field, just trying to run away from RPI players and maintain possession. Under 10 seconds on the possession clock. They'll have roughly 40-ish plus seconds. And a great D stick by Abdelsaid. Ball scooped back up, though, with a second left. Great hustle there by Kira Abdelsaid. Officials didn't see anything nefarious there, but Coach Gable pleading his case because he thought there might have been a card opportunity. Irregardless, it's a 9-3 lead. Clarkson will have the ball coming out of the quarter break with 47 seconds left on the possession clock here entering the fourth quarter in this Liberty League Women's Lacrosse opener. Down the hill here in Troy, New York, it's a huge 12-0 lead in the first of two games this afternoon for the RPI men's baseball team against visiting Vermont State University Castleton. Engineers are being led right now with a great offensive effort, including 4 RBIs from Matt Chotner and Walker Abdallah. Across the Liberty League Women's Lacrosse landscape, as we were here opening conference play earlier this afternoon, it was William Smith Herons, nationally ranked, typically at the top of the Liberty League table, with a 18-6 victory over Capital Region rival of RPI, the Skidmore Thoroughbreds. And in other other Liberty League action, RIT in Ithaca, through the first 15-minute first period of play, are knotted at 5-5 between two teams that definitely went back and forth in some competitive games in 2025. In addition to that, it is RPI Pie Giving Day here. Please go to givingday.rpi.edu if you'd like to continue to support RPI as well as RPI student groups like RPI TV, the RPI Pep Band, as well as your favorite RPI athletics teams. Continue to support your engineers as they look to raise some money for their student groups and organizations. Currently with 13 hours and 35 minutes left in RPI Day, the institution has raised over $537,000 from over 1,500 plus donors. The women's lacrosse team RPI TV as well as RPI Pep Band would appreciate your support, so please go to givingday.rpi.edu if you would like to donate and support. Fourth quarter will start here with the Golden Knights ball on their defensive 30, the arena end zone, and it's Bartel using her speed, able to run it through that Engineers ride. Clarkson Golden Knights will have a 35 seconds on this possession that carried over from the third quarter to set up their offense and get an opportunity on net. Golden Knights came into this game 4-1, 4-0 in its last 4 games after losing their opener against St. John Fisher. Sydney Nakis driving against Sydney Bandejas. Nakis looking to feed, will send it low through to Cranfield. Engineers 3-0 at home so far in the season. Cranfield feeds across and a high shot and score, beats Figgy off stick side. It's the freshman Carly Scherf. A 10-3 lead for Clarkson with 14:20 left here in this fourth quarter. And it's Cranfield, the quarterback of this Clarkson University attack,
Number 13, Carly
who was
Scherf.
able to laser that feed into the middle of the 8. And Scherf, with an athletic effort, was able to corral it and beat Figgy to the off-stick side high corner. It's Silverman, Abdul Said, and Abby Cousins, the draw unit for this Engineers team. Coach Delano implementing a defensive draw with a midfielder, Maya Kanaya, over the defensive 30 here. Teams are evened up here. Personnel, no one in the box. Ball comes out, and it goes to Perigo on the jump ball. Perigo will step it in to the Clarkson offensive zone. Cranfield leading the way here with the ball in her stick. 1 goal, 3 assists for 4 points. The leading point getter on the day, working against Tipping. Tipping keeping that position, not allowing Cranfield space inside that 8-meter fan. Ball into Nakis. Nakis feeds across Kanaya. Great defensive effort on the cutter. They maintain possession. Coach Gable telling them to slow the possession down. Ball goes back to Cranfield. Cranfield across to Casson. Kanaya de-sticked it. Abdelsaid picked it up, got it knocked out by Casson. So it'll be a reset back since Abdelsaid was called to maintain possession. Cranfield will settle it back down with a 7-goal lead. Coach Gable telling his team to run clock and find more efficient opportunities after a couple feeds there weren't able to connect. And it's Nakis against Bandejas. Officials, I believe, called 3 seconds. Hard to see here. That is the call. So the off-stick side, or off-ball side defender there for RPI. I believe Sabrina Tipping called for 3 seconds by the official, so it'll be from the right hash a free position. And knowing they want to run clock there, Nakis wisely pulls it back out while being hounded by Abby Cousins. Abdul said 1v1 here against Scherf. Scherf on the run, bounced that one wide. Session clock will not reset there, so 50 seconds left. Nakis hounded by Cousins, just waiting, looking, feeding into the middle of that 8. Drives against Cousins to the inside, tries to roll back, Phelan doubles, then Phelan retreats back. Cousins, Phelan, great 2v2 defense there. Nakis trying to find Cranfield. Cedrone was right tight to her, so it'll be Nakis against Cousins from the left side here. Same thing again. Cedrone all over Nakis. 2v1 ground ball here. Figgy comes out of the net, but it doesn't matter. That's going to be an empty check, I believe, against Nakis. Great defensive series there from Cousins, Cedrone, and Figgy. And Cedrone here will now push the ball to Kanaya, and the Engineers trying to clear and get back on the offensive attack. Kanaya finds Wallard. Wallard carries low to X, finds Casey Pritz. Again, this aggressive backer zone defense has caused some problems for Pritz in this usually efficient RPI offense so far here today. That ball comes loose again. 50-50 ball won by number 27 there, Zoe Patrick. Ball comes back to Speck. Silverman into a tight group of Clarkson defenders. Able to send it up top to Stackhouse after RPI got it back on the ride. Shared over to Abdelsaid. "70 seconds on the possession clock. RPI faithful and banned, trying to get this team some energy. Silverman charges in, shoots, and scores. Pritz found Silverman, and the help defender got to the top of the crease, but couldn't quite get across the fan. Silverman able to catch, turn back to her strong hand, and beat Riley Donovan for the Engineers' 4th goal this afternoon. 10-4. Golden Knights still lead there. But again, it's Pritz here driving from the left side, right side, excuse me. And Silverman who's able to step in, draw Donovan out of her goal line, and then bounced it past to the off-stick side for her first goal of the afternoon.
Number 16, Audrey Silverman. The assist on the play came
Silverman scores, and then now we'll take the draw. Emily Speck and Lila Kanaya working as the draw unit for this Engineers team. 10:34 left, plenty of time to continue to chip away at this Golden Knights lead, but possession is the name of the game right now for RPI. Ball goes up in the air, jump ball, battled around, and it's McKenna Casson with another draw control. This Golden Knights team has been very scrappy on 50-50 balls all over the field and has won their fair share of 50-50 draw control loose ball opportunities. 10:20 left, 75 seconds left on the possession clock as Nakis and Cranfield will just take the air out of the ball below GLE here. Clarkson will look to get set up here and run some clock. Cranfield 1v1 against Tipping. Tipping not allowing that rollback. Cranfield always looking to feed or get underneath. 1 goal, 3 assists, the leading point getter for this Clarkson attack on the season as well as here today. Sydney Nakis working against Bendejas. Feeds inside, couldn't quite find its mark. Engineers really need to come up with this one. Ball's bounced around, batted around. It's Caitlin Speck. And then it's Emily Speck who are able to finally get possession. Cedrone upfield, got the ball from Emily Speck. Cedrone now working against Zoe Patrick. Is able to fend off any sort of back checks, and so it's Silverman touching it to Wallard, finding Kanaya. This Engineers offense will try to find an opportunity to cut this lead in half if they're able to. Specs sharing it with each other. Patrick's able to get a piece of it. Pritz knocking it free. It's Emily Speck who's able to finally corral that ball. Sends it low to Silverman. Silverman at X. Being guarded heavily by Tranquilli. With a backer right there to deny any sort of easy 1v1 drive. It's Kanaya back up top. Lilo will send it to Casey Pritz. Pritz to Waller, excuse me. Waller into the middle. That ball got tipped by Bartel, who has been everywhere in the passing lanes today. And now using her speed to leg it out from right to left. With the Engineers trying to retreat after a long offensive possession that couldn't quite connect with any shots. And Coach Gable telling his team to take the air out of the ball. Cranfield fed to Scherf. Scherf widely deterred away from Cedrone there. Just killed that drive. Got it back to Nakis. Nakis off the elbow here, looking to feed across to that opposite side. Stack. Now it's Cranfield tipping. 1v1 matchup today. Seen a lot. Roll back. Figge held the pipe and squeezed it. Great save by Haley Figge. And great job by Sabrina tipping there to deny Cranfield more space to get that shot off. Figge finds Speck. Caitlin Speck shares it to Maddie Phelan. Phelan to Bendejas. Bendejas to Cedrone. Cedrone can't quite find it. Now the ball's loose in the middle, and it's Scherf who finds it. It's been that kind of day for this Engineers team. Some bounces that just haven't quite gone their way. And some passes in this heavy March wind that have just sailed outside of its target. Coach Gable again imploring Cranfield in this Clarkson offense to run some time with a 6-goal lead. Tries to get him to pull it out and be very cognizant of the opportunities that they're pushing to cage here. 60-plus seconds on the possession clock gives them the opportunity to do so. Cousins with a heads-up play there. Doesn't allow the handoff. Scoop pass. Swats it right out of Scherf's stick. And now Cousins full speed to the opposite end there. Understanding the urgency. Very heads-up play by Abby Cousins, the sophomore midi out of Hamburg. Coach Delano recognizing the moment here is going to take a timeout and consult with her assistant coach Sophie Goddard and her RPI Engineers team here. A critical offensive possession for RPI, down 10-4 here at home with 6:33 left in the fourth quarter. Again, it is RPI Pie Giving Day here for the Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute's annual Giving Day. 13 hours plus left to give. Please go to givingday.rpi.edu if you'd like to support student organizations like the Women's Lacrosse Program, the RPI Pep Band, who's trying to keep this home crowd warm, as well as the students that support home events and other campus events, then run our RPI TV broadcasts. Over $544,000 plus raised, with 1,600 plus donors participating so far. So please help support RPI and their student organizations by going to our givingday.rpi.edu. Looking around the Liberty League, it's a 7-5 lead in the second period for the Ithaca Bombers over the RIT Tigers. As I mentioned earlier, William Smith downed the visiting Skidmore Thoroughbreds 18-6 in their Liberty League opener. And just down the hill in non-conference action, the RPI men's baseball team continues to add runs to the board in their first of a 2-game doubleheader against visiting Vermont State Castleton University. 16-0 is the score down there. Here at ECAP Stadium, as we come out of the timeout, it's the Engineers down 10-4 with 6:31 left in the fourth quarter, looking to mount a furious comeback here with an offensive possession that is very critical to any sort of comeback. It'll be Silverman with the ball at about the 8-yard line of the end zone side, and heavy pressure on the adjacents with a backer and then a heavy tight to the on-ball defense, backer zone defense from this Clarkson team out of the timeout. Cousins quickly jammed in her hands after she got it from Silverman, so gives it back. Silverman will send it through X to Pritz. Pritz feeds. Stackhouse charges in and scores! Her third of the day, a hat trick for Cam Stackhouse. Halves the Clarkson lead. 10-5 now on Stackhouse's third goal of the afternoon, and the pep band and the crowd go wild as this Engineers team looks to mount a comeback. It's Pritz from down low, finds Stackhouse, who made sure of it through contact and beat Riley Donovan to the off-stick hip side. 6:19 left in this fourth period. Engineers get one back, have that lead. It's 10-5, trying to close this gap here and make a comeback. Silverman, Beckett Houston, and Kira Abdel said the draw unit here on this next critical draw for this Engineers team. Ball goes up into the air. It's Abdel said who wins the jump ball this time. Trying to find some space. A lot of green jerseys and sticks around her. Able to get some help from Tipping. Silverman now also equally swarmed. Retreats back, finds Sophia Cedrone. Cedrone connects to Abdel said, who finds Maddie Phelan. Phelan steps it over. Under 6 minutes left here, RPI gets a critical draw. Now we'll have to try to maintain possession and find an opportunity. It's Cousins at X. Tranquilli all over the place today, gets right on her hands. Abdel said, pass picked off. She de-sticks it, gets it back. Loose ball here. And Phelan wisely just shoveled it over, so Abdel said and Pritz able to combine on the play there, maintain possession for this Engineers offense after the great play by the Clarkson defender. And heavy pressure on the on-ball player, Pritz from Houston. Houston back to Stackhouse. Stackhouse with speed, turns the corner, shot high, and it's stoned by Donovan. But the ball's loose out of the crease. Cam's going to try to maintain possession here. And they're going to say she stepped out. Unfortunate play there on the end line after Stackhouse able to hustle to get to that loose ball. Donovan with a huge save as Cam Stackhouse went to the rack with speed, went high off stick, and Donovan's just able to slide her hands over and punch it away for the save. Clarkson with an easy clear as the Engineers will look to probably have to turn up the aggressive pressure on ball here. 4:30 left in this fourth quarter, down 5 to the visiting Clarkson University Golden Knights, and Cranfield looking to her sideline for more instructions from Coach Gable. Continues to take the air out of each possession here and really try to be efficient in the end of each possession clock. Cranfield stepping in, Gable telling her, wait a little bit longer. Clock management games with a 5-goal lead here, 4 minutes and ticking. Cranfield stepping in, feeds across the top. Phelan got a stick on it. It's Cedrone through pressure here. Gets it depossessed by Casson. And that's a tough one if you're an RPI fan there. Cedrone and Phelan had great opportunity to deny any sort of connection on that feed there, and Casson just with a diving check there, able to not get loose from Cedrone, who was headed upfield with a head of speed. And again, Gable telling his Golden Knights team, take the air out of the ball here, hold it, run some clock with a 5-goal lead and 3+ minutes left in this fourth quarter. Cousins all over the bottom hand there, Brooklyn Perigo, trying to cause a turnover if possible. Perigo with a long swooping run, and Coach Gable with 3 minutes on the clock is going to take a timeout. 42 seconds left on the possession clock as well, trying to hold on to the 5-goal advantage that they've built here over the first 3+ quarters in a blustery day here in the Capital Region. On the opposite side, Coach Delano looking to rally her defense here, try to force some cause turnovers and get some extra possessions to try to mount a comeback. Story of the day here has been an early lead that was built in the first quarter by a Clarkson offense that was able to put 11 shots on net, convert 5 goals, and really dictate possession early on.
Some stat leaders from across the board here today. It's 4 of the 5 goals that RPI has scored from the stick of number 9, Cam Stackhouse. Assists leader is Casey Pritz, who has 1 goal and 2 assists to her tally. Audrey Silverman picking up the 3rd helper for this Engineers offense. On the flip side, it's been 3 goals, a hat trick for number 13, Carly Scherf, and 2 goals to the tally of McKenna Casson, Brooklyn Perigo, and Morgan Kenna. Gabby Cranfield, though, has led the way for the Golden Knights attack with 3 assists to her tally and 1 goal for 4 total points. In net for the Engineers in the second half, Haley Figge with 3 saves to her tally, Lillian Brady with 3 across the first 30 minutes to hers as well. And it's been Riley Donovan in the opposite net. Not a ton of saves to her tally, 4 over the total of the day, but she's had 2 or 3 that have been body or that last one off stick side high punching on a free run from Stackhouse that have made the difference. Heavy pressure by Phelan on the ball here as Perigo gives it up to Casson. Casson stalked by Tipping, can't find Cranfield, who is being shut off by Emily Speck. Ball coming across the top of the 20 here. Houston all over the ball carrier there. Perigo able to step inside the 12. Now shares it back out to Casson. Under 20 seconds left here. Clarkson seems to want to take the air out of the ball here and just run clock. Tipping 1v1. Ball shared across to Cranfield, who's being doubled. Ball fed across. Shot and score. Contested catch and shot opportunity there. And the Clarkson team and Faithful give their vocal support there on a late in the possession long feed across left to right for their 11th goal here this afternoon.
Clarkson goal number 29, Lauren McCory. The assist from number 20.
Cranfield just stepped away as the double came, fed across a contested play. Houston was all over it but couldn't quite get in the way. And unfortunately, the Engineers, the lead is back to 6. 2:20 left. It's Lauren McCory from Cranfield who has now continued to lead this offense. She's got 5 points, 1 goal, and 4 assists, quarterbacking this offensive effort. Abdelsaid wins it from Silverman out of the air. Engineers really need to pick the pace up here, and you can tell they are. Ball pushing in there. Stackhouse bodied, no whistle. Scooped up by Speck. Abdelsaid, Stackhouse, and Speck working to maintain possession there. Pritz shares it low to Cousins. Cousins hit as she tried to dodge from X, and that'll be a 1-minute player up power play opportunity for this Engineers team, who is in desperate need of a goal, down 6 with 2 minutes left. Engineers have really rallied here in the second half, looking to see if they can cut this lead and continue a furious comeback. After being down 8-2 at halftime, it's been 3-3, a pretty even game here in the second half. Cousins carrying it lefty all the way up from X. 90 seconds on the possession clock fully here. Engineers down 6, trying to find a quick goal. Pritz will re-dodge from X. Doesn't find anything. It's Abdelsaid into the middle to Cousins. Cousins falling away, shoots it, and it's the outside of the net. Cousins caught it being pushed away from the middle of the 8, and unfortunately just lost her angle. Donovan didn't even see the ball go by her, but it just went outside the frame of the pipe. And now Bartel being hounded by Stackhouse, 6-goal lead, a fresh 90 after that ball was off the side netting. It means Bartel and this Clarkson team can literally just try to hold on to it for the remainder of the game here. Just running away from any white jerseys is what this Clarkson clear has been able to do. And with less than 60 seconds over, they're finally able to step it into their 30-45 on the possession clock. About a 3-second difference between the two, which means Clarkson can really just sit on this, and that's what they're choosing to do. Playing a little keep away. Cranfield, hounded by the freshman midfielder, Beckett Houston. Houston really trying to apply some pressure, force a mistake. She does. Ball's on the ground. Cranfield, though, quickly picks it back up. Backing in and retreating anytime she gets separation. Smart play by the senior midfielder. 15 seconds left here. Fans both home and away on their feet here, staying warm and trying to continue to support both teams here. And with 6 seconds left, the officials are going to get a green card. Looks like Cam Stackhouse is going to go to the box. They say she stepped over, so it'll be an offsides penalty. So with 6 seconds on the clock, Clarkson will be able to eat this one, a player up. And the clock ticks under. They throw it up in the air. First time that RPI has lost to Clarkson since 2019, and the first time they've won here at RPI since 2016. It's been a 10-year drought that was finally snapped. The visiting Clarkson University Golden Knights take the Liberty League Conference Women's Lacrosse opener here in Troy, New York, 11-5, led by Gabby Cranfield's 1 goal, 4 assist, 5-point day. Thank you to the RPI Pep Band, all the student workers that assisted today's game management, and especially to our RPI TV crew. We're signing off here from ECAV Stadium. The Engineers will be back in action next Wednesday up at Capital Region and Conference rival Skidmore. Go to rpiathletics.com for more information.